Hello, hello, hello. How you all doing out there? It's Gus Tucker. I'm here at Financial Freedom Fridays. Oh, you see somebody next to me? Oh, yeah. That's Mr. Jeffrey Farrell. Let me tell you about Jeff. Jeff and I have been friends, man, about 20 years. You see under his name is Financial Educator. We're in business together. And the name of my firm is called Financial Wisdom Group. And we're part of the Financial Pro Network. The name of Jeff's company is Wealth by Wisdom. And we choose to collaborate together to bring solutions to people that solve issues today, tomorrow, and forever. Today, tomorrow, and forever. And we're going to talk about some of those things today. And so Jeff has been in this business for pretty close to 20 years. He's helped hundreds of people, and he's an expert in the areas that we're going to talk about. He's married to LaTanya. She allowed him to stay married to her for 25 years, right? And they have
That's
three.
Very true. That's very true.
It's always true for every guy that she lets us stay married to her. Because if there's a problem in the house, it's usually our fault. So anyway, I've been married, be 40 years in August. So trust me, I know. And Jeff has 3 boys, pretty much 2 adult boys and an adult-sized boy. Don't invite Jeff over to your house for a dinner. You ain't prepared. Just let me tell you. So say hi to Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody. It's good to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to have a conversation. And because what's the date today? February 5th?
It is.
February 5th is today. That's when we're shooting this. And something happened in January 2025, January 20th. And there was a change in leadership in our country. And so, I don't know what party you're with or whatever, and I'm not really about parties. I mean, I'm not political parties. I am about parties. I like parties. Political parties. So we want to talk to you today about, and it's the title on the slide is Thriving, Not Just Surviving the Next 4 years and Beyond. So I know you've been having conversations. You've heard stuff. Anybody ever heard of this guy, Roland Martin? Anybody ever heard of him before? Roland Martin's had a few things to say about this, hasn't he, Jeff?
Yes, he has.
And
yes, he has.
And Roland's real excited about a new administration, isn't he?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay. But there are some things that are happening in our economy, which is at the end of the day what we think about. We think about, look, at the end of the day, government is really only supposed to do, and here when I say supposed to do, Jeff and I come from a biblical framework. Okay, that's where we're coming from. And so when I say I'm going to share with you as best I can, not my ideas. My ideas and a dime will get you less than a dime's worth or whatever. Okay? But God's ideas, when applied correctly, will change your life. So we're going to talk about what we're gleaning from God's word and from our experience and how it applies practically today so you can make decisions. Because how many of y'all got to make decisions now in your life? And it's just more apparent. It's just more apparent where people stand, right? And people are saying things very clearly. So like the guy said, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? It's pretty easy to understand the words that are coming out of some folks' mouth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
As a result of that, I'm going to go to the next slide. Let me see. I think I can make it. Let me see if I can make it go. Let me see. I know I got to do something. Hold on. I got to do something here. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to do this. And then I got to hit a button. Got to move something. Okay, present. Slide. I'll find it, Jeff. Let me do it this. Oh, none of my buttons are making it move, Jeff. I'm gonna ask my producer help. Um,
Shout out to Asia, the amazing producer.
Yeah, she'll get me straight here in a second because it ain't her fault. It's called the ID10T error. So, okay, so the I changed it. I made it change. Oh, there it is. I got it now. There it is. Boom. So what we're going to talk about, you'll see that you see it. There's a book cover behind me, 8 Financial Breakthroughs. It's a Amazon bestseller. I'm part of a team that produced, and these 8 financial breakthroughs will work no matter who's in the White House. And one of the slides is going to say it's not about the White House; it's about your house. It's the decisions that are being made in your house that are going to make a difference.
Yeah,
there are 8 areas that we encourage ourselves and you to really think through these things because they'll prepare you. It doesn't matter who's in the White House. These are truths that'll work. 8 financial breakthroughs. Okay. And if you schedule a free financial strategy, we'll send you an ebook. We'll send you an ebook with these principles in it. Okay. And start a conversation of making these happen in your life and happen. The concepts we're going to talk about tonight, make them real for you. Okay. Keys to thriving over the next 4 years. It's about your house, not the White House. Okay. It's about the conversations that are going on in your house and the decisions you're making in your house that are going to make all the difference. And so we're going to talk about a framework for doing that. And these are the areas we're going to talk about. Having a vision. Jeff, why is having a vision important?
Well, in a book I read, it says, without a vision, the people perish. And so if you don't have a view of where you're going and what it's going to look like when you get there, you're kind of meandering and wandering. And so it's so important that we have a vision of what we want the future to look like. And the good thing is you get to determine that. No one can force you or pigeonhole you into a certain place. So that's why it's important.
Yeah, amen. And so it says, without vision, people perish. One translation says they cast off restraint, meaning they're not disciplined and not focused. Okay, so a vision helps you get focused. Okay, because when you're looking out the front of your car and you're driving, hopefully you're focused on where you're going, and you're not all.
I've seen people doing that though.
People do that, though. They scare you though, don't they?
Yeah, man. They scare me.
Man, so we were talking about vision, leadership, mindset, about being a person of purpose and intention, excellence, being an owner, executing your plan and persevering. If a person was just doing all those things, man, they'd be pretty unstoppable. Just those words, right? Those words are energizing and powerful, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. So keys to thriving on the next week. First one is vision. Okay, what you hear. What are the messages you've been hearing since January 20th, 2025? Okay, be careful.
Yeah.
Of like, it's not, TV is different now. It's not like you turn on TV like we used to, but you can be streaming live TV, right? Network TV. You could be streaming live TV.
Yeah.
You could be streaming from one of the apps, the many apps that are available, right? You could be on some social media and scrolling, right? There's just all this information that's coming in all the time. Okay, Jeff, how much of it is positive information?
Probably 0.5% of it. And yeah, you really got to be careful of who you are getting information from, and then how you apply that information too, right? Because sometimes if you realize that, okay, this person is trying to say something to me to make me feel a type of way, then you know how to categorize and compartmentalize that information so it doesn't necessarily throw you off.
Okay, check this out. One, everybody's communicating information and telling the truth.
Yep.
And when somebody's mouth is moving and they're telling you something, they've got a motive and agenda. You should think the same thing about Jeff and I. What's our motive and what's our agenda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Here's the deal. Here's what our motive and agenda is. We want you to consume this information and we want you to apply it. Okay. We would prefer and we would like to be involved in your life to help you apply it. You know, I've been doing this stuff since 2002 and I've learned a couple things that I think can help you. Okay. And Jeff has as well. So yeah, we want to influence you, but check out what we say. Okay. Check us out and then we'll go from there. But a lot of the communication that you're getting right now is chaos by design.
Yeah.
And it's to create fear and worry. Because if people can create fear and worry, then you're not going to be at your best. There's a game coming on Sunday, y'all, and you can tell it's called the Super Bowl. Okay, and they got these two guys called quarterbacks, right?
Yep.
So Jeff, what's the defense trying to do to the quarterback?
They're trying to create chaos for him.
Why? What do they want the quarterback to do?
They want him to do something stupid, fumble, throw it to the wrong guy, throw it in the wrong area.
Right.
Yeah, they want him to panic.
Right. If you just let the quarterback stay back there and just give him all the time in the world, don't get close to him, then they're gonna kill you. But what they try to do is get this very skilled person to not do what they normally do, to get off their game and kind of start freaking out a little bit so they're not consistent and they make mistakes and then they lose.
Yep.
Okay. The information you're getting that's coming into you right now is the purpose of doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's good.
How do I know that? Here's how I know that. If information that's coming to you isn't for the purpose of enabling you to reach your God-given goals and end, then that's not something we should be listening to. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to get to that. But what you see as a result of what you hear. So here's the thing. From what you've been hearing, how do you feel about your future? Honest. Come on now, be honest. If you were to really believe all this stuff you was hearing, what would you believe about your future?
That is bleak. There's no hope. Might as well pack it in.
Might as well pack it in. Especially if you're a person of color. If you're dependent on DEI, affirmative action, or somebody to hand you something because of your skin color or something like that, and we're going to wipe all that stuff out, and then you already realize that certain people don't care about you, you start to feel like, man, how am I going to make it? What are my options? Okay. I want to remind you of something. On January 20th, God did not concede his throne to anybody.
That's right.
Did he concede it, Jeff?
No, sir.
Oh, okay.
He is yet on the throne.
Okay. So where's our help come from, Jeff?
Our help comes from the Lord.
Amen.
Who made heaven and earth.
So, okay. Now, here's the thing. What are those two factors, Jeff? What do they call those two factors? You know the factors I'm talking about. The two factors that are involved in our lives. What are they called?
Contributing factors and determining factors.
Okay. So what's the definition of like a contributing factor, Jeff?
A contributing factors are things that are happening outside of you that you have no direct impact on or ability to change.
right? And they can impede your progress if you allow it. They might be able to slow you down or whatever. But can they stop you, Jeff?
They cannot stop you.
Okay, so
They're
what?
only
What?
contributing factors.
They only contribute. What are the other factors?
The determining factors are the things that you can control, the things that you have direct control over, and you get to determine, and no one can make you do or not do.
Yep. Yeah. So look, guys, if you're a person of color, whatever color it is, you're here. Okay, and if you're a person of color that's Black, African American, whatever, which is kind of what I'm on, and we're on a thing called blackdoctor.org, but this is true about anybody, whether you're Latino, Latina, Asian, you know, Indian, it doesn't matter. Okay. As a Black person or African American person, I look at the people 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 150 years ago. What did they have by way of resources compared to what I have access to right now?
Nothing.
Almost nothing. But they're the foundation that got us here.
Mm-hmm.
If they got us here, we can take what we got and get us to move on.
Absolutely.
What's the key? Mindset. Okay, we're going to talk about three things: mindset, skill set,
Mm-hmm.
tool set.
Yeah.
Okay, mindset, skill set, tool set. Okay, the first is mindset. The Bible says God has built into the heart of every man eternity. What does that mean? You want justice. Deep down in your heart, you kind of know when things are wrong, don't you?
Yeah.
And you kind of know when you're wrong, don't you?
Yep.
If you don't, then I got to pray for you because you're about to be a psychopath, okay, or a sociopath. So you have a strong need for justice, for the right, for equality, not to make everybody equal like communism. No. But everybody having equal opportunity. Okay. When I walk into a room, I can't help my skin that I'm Black. But by people see it, Black or brown, they make certain decisions about me that may or may not be true, but they just ascribe certain things to me. That if I walked in, if I was white or other things, they wouldn't. I just want to be, and so do you, want to be treated equal. That you're treated for who you are, not because of what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The last thing is significance. Everybody wants significance.
Mm-hmm.
What do I mean? They want to do something that's meaningful, and they want to be seen as meaningful in whatever context that they're operating in. They don't want to be treated like they're worthless.
Right.
Hello? Can y'all relate to that? That
Absolutely.
You want justice, you want right to win out, equality, you want to be given an equal shot, and you want significance. You want to be valued, okay? That desire is for every human being on the planet. Now, here's the thing. Usually, a lot of what things come down to in our society is power. And this guy, T.D. Jakes, made a series a long time ago. It was called PMS. Okay, not that PMS. Okay, but it was called Power, Money, and Sex. Now, think about it. A lot of stuff in our economy gets driven by those three things: power, money, and sex. Okay, now I want you to think about this now. Some they call them executive orders were passed, right?
Right.
And the ones we're really concerned about are the ones that impacted what, Jeff? The federal what?
Federal funds and federal government.
Yeah, federal funds, federal government, the federal budget, right? Because that money flows out to who?
The people.
People. And people were thinking, uh-oh, funds are going to get cut off. And once those funds get cut off, what am I going to do? That's a lot about what we're talking about here. If those funds do get cut off, what are you going to do? Are they promised to us that we're always going to have them? No, they're not. They can go away. So have you guys ever heard of this concept? And they talk about this in the Bible about wealth transfer, that the wealth of the wicked is going to be stored up for the righteous. There's going to be a wealth transfer one day. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Okay. But all of us desire for those things. Okay. Now, mindset. How do you need to think to maximize your opportunities at this time? Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit, and we'll probably have to, because I can see the time's going down. Mindset. I want you to think of a new definition for DEI. What does DEI mean? In the DEI that y'all used to?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay. Now let me ask y'all a question. So, Jeff, what's your understanding of what that actually means? Practically speaking, what does that mean?
Practically speaking, it means spreading opportunities to wider audiences and including more groups of people that have historically or even sometimes systemically been left out of those opportunities. When we talk about education or access to federal contracts and opportunities like that, historically, that we have the data that shows that there have been groups that have been intentionally ignored and left out. And so DEI was centered around making sure that those opportunities get extended to all groups and that the best qualified people have a shot too.
Right. Okay. I agree. Well said. Now, I've been thinking about this. I'm gonna run something by you and give us some feedback too. Hey, share this conversation, like the conversation, include some other people in the conversation. Send us comments. We want your feedback. Okay. That's my email right there. Gus@fpneducator.com. Hit a brother up. Let me know what you're thinking. I want you to think about this. There's some principles out there. I had to take these classes called statistics. They got this law of large numbers. It's once you do a lot of numbers of something, a whole lot of numbers and stuff, you tend to see some patterns in large numbers. And then there's something called the normal curve of distribution, right? It's high in the middle and it comes down side. I have to get a normal curve. I have to get one for next week. A normal curve of distribution. And then you got the tails. Under the tail on the left end are things that are really bad to the left and things that are really good to the right. But most people fall under this normal distribution, 70-80% of it. So here's the thing. When things left to their natural kind of state and allowed to work out, things seem to follow that distribution. If you look at the distribution of population in the United States, and nowadays, education between most groups are pretty close. From all the ethnic groups, they're pretty close. And if you had 100 people and they went out and they had similar backgrounds and they went for a job or an opportunity or a contract or something, over time, over years and years, large numbers would say, it's just settle out and kind of look like the population. Certain percentage of these people would be white male, white female, black, blah, blah, blah. It kind of look like the population. Unless somebody's finger's on the scale. You ever go to the market? And what would happen if they were weighing something, they put their finger on the scale? What would happen, Jeff?
It would be heavier.
It would be heavier, so you ended up what?
So you ended up paying more.
Paying more money, right? So what DEI and affirmative action are about is to take the finger off the scale so that things would naturally happen. It wasn't about giving somebody an opportunity over somebody else. We're going to schedule in and have so many of these and not have so many of those. No, it was just to take the finger off the scale and let things play out more naturally. And it's not like after having affirmative action in DEI, the ethnic groups that aren't the majority have just jumped up and now taken over stuff. Are you kidding me? Most ethnic groups are indexing. When I say index, if you're 13% of the population, like African American, you might be getting 2, 3, 4% of whatever it is, not 13%. And true for other ethnic groups as well. So these acronyms, they aren't taking opportunities away from people. The purpose is just to give people an equal opportunity to, okay, I'm going to give you a new definition of DEI. It's from Romans 11, 28 through 36. I want you to go read it. And Ephesians 2:10. It will probably end up right here and we'll pick it up. Here's what I want you to be your mindset. DEI, that your future was determined eternally and it's irrevocable, meaning it can't be changed. Ephesians 2:10 says, before the foundation of the world, God saw you. And guess what? You didn't have before the foundation of the world a color. You were in the spiritual realm. You weren't a color. There's no race in the spiritual realm. And there's really only one race on earth. It's called human. There's different ethnic groups and cultures and stuff like that. But only one race is called human. For the foundation of the world, God chose who your parents would be. Now, this will blow your mind. Think about this for a second. Your parents were already there because they were there before the foundation of the world too. Wait a minute. Me and my parents existed with God before the world was? Yep. That'll freak you out. And he chose what family to put you with. Hello. Hello, lights and walls.
Yep.
Okay. And he also chose the works that you were supposed to do. Each one of you, all of us, were created for a purpose that God determined eternally. And he hasn't changed his mind. And no administration can change God.
Amen.
So what I want you to focus on from a mindset perspective is that first. I have a calling that's from God. It's eternal, can't be changed. And if you have a calling and you walk in it, and it's God's idea, is God going to take care of you?
Yes, he is.
Well, read Psalm 37 about how David said, Psalm 37:25, how David said in his years, he's never seen the righteous forsaking or his seed begging bread. Check that out. Okay. So Jeff, what do you got to say about that, man? That's that it's determined eternally and it's irrevocable about our direction.
I really appreciate that because to think that our fate lies in the hands of those who might be occupying political offices is, in my mind, that's not palatable. I can't live with that. But to know that God is sovereign, that God is in control, and he determines eternally, irrevocably, what my fate will be. All I need to do is be obedient and trust him. That brings hope and encouragement to me. And I think if we focus on that, then it doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who's occupying any particular powerful position, because there is none higher than God. So I think that's what people really ought to put their attention on and their intention on, being pleasing God and serving people. I think if we do those two things, we won't have nothing to worry about.
Okay, now, we're not going to sit around here and be so heavenly minded we're no earthly good. No, there's some things you need to do.
True.
There's some things, and we're going to talk about that you need to do. Now, I'm going to skip ahead real quick. Okay, I want you to get this book right here.
Yes.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that book right there?
Please read this book. Please read it.
If I could make you read it, I would. Go get it. Go to Amazon. I ain't making no money by you going to get this book. It's called Economic Redemption. Okay. I got my copy over right here. My copy's right here. There's my copy right there. Okay. because some of the frameworks and things we're going to be talking about are out of there. There's some other books we want you to read too. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want you to be educated, and we want you to have a point of view, because you need to take some action.
Absolutely.
That's consistent with God, with boldness and faith, and know that God is with you and he's going to make things happen on your behalf. Okay. Peter, one time, they came to Jesus and said about the tax. You gonna pay taxes? You gonna pay taxes? God said,
taxes.
Yeah.
We talking about taxes?
He said taxes. And he said, yeah. Whose face on the coin? He said, okay. Let's render unto Caesar what Caesar's. So he sent Peter over to get the tax money out of a fish's mouth. In other words, God has control, and he has an economy that's not based on anything man can do. Okay, and he can make stuff happen for you in a lot of different ways. He can send stuff through you directly. He can send it to you through work. He can send it to you through gifts. Oh, he's very creative. But what I want you to do, I want you to read this book and why the wealth of nations must change hands. Okay, and how you can be involved in the wealth transfer. How many of you guys have ever heard this? Like the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous.
Yes.
Yeah, but not for the righteous that are in debt and waste money.
Well,
and that are lazy. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic we're gonna cover.
Yeah, man. I can't wait to get into it.
And we're gonna pick this up. We're gonna pick this up talking about wealth transfer in the Bible and about mindset. Right? We're gonna pick that up next week. So hey, look, a couple things I want you to do. One, I want you to get this book, and I want you can hit that QR code right there and schedule an appointment. And it'll come to me, but either you meet with Jeff or myself or somebody on our team, and we'll help walk you through these 8 financial breakthroughs. We'll get you an ebook, and we'll make you aware of, and we'll show you how to apply these principles to your financial situation so that you can weather this storm.
Yeah. Okay.
So with that, we're going to bid you adieu. We're going to say goodbye, but we'll be here for round 2 next week. Okay. And we're looking forward to talking to you about how you can thrive in today's economy. And it's not about who's in the White House. It's about who's in your house. All right, guys. Have a good day. Take care. Talk to y'all soon.